Hi, today I want to show you how to service an 8-pin seat post. For that reason we have to disassemble the whole system. Then you can re-inflate the air chamber of the dropper seat post. You can adjust the overload clutch. You can clean the bushing tubes and you can change the bowden cable. In the first step, just raise the seat post to the highest position. Take a 2.5mm hex key, get it into the height adjustment system of the seat post, open the height adjuster, so turn it 45 degrees against the clock. Then push the remote lever, pull out the seat post, put it aside, then unhang the cable from the remote. As a next step, take a 5mm hex key, open the post pin axle, pull it out, put it aside, and then gently pull on the piston rod of the seat post. Help with pushing the cable into the frame. Then you can unhang the bowden cable. Just pull the cable a little bit to pull down the slider, the release slider. Hold the release slider with your thumb. Then unhang the bowden cable. And voila! Everything is out. I will show you how to re-inflate the gas spring of an 8-pin dropper seat post now. For that reason, remove the compensation clip. Just remember the position it was. You have to readjust it in the same position afterwards. So remove the compensation clip. Take a 3mm hex key. Go in there underneath into the main adapter. Screw it out. Here we go. This is the valve plug. Take the valve adapter from the 8-pin seat post, screw it in like this. Take a compression pump. Re-inflate the system with around 16 bars. Maximum 16 bars. Remove the compression pump, remove the valve adapter. Now screw in the valve plug again with the 3mm hex key. Just tighten it gently. Then use a torque tool with a 3mm hex key and tighten the screw with a torque of 0.6 Newton meters. Then reinstall the compensation clip and then readjust it to the same adjustment you had before. And I want to give you further information. At temperatures below 0 degrees, you should have nitrogen in the gas spring. So before you ride in winter, go to your dealer, re-inflate the system with nitrogen. Otherwise, with air in the gas chamber, the system could be untied because of the humidity in the gas chamber, and it could freeze on the piston rod. The 8-pin seat post has an overload clutch which is located at the lower end of the capsule of the seat post. This overload clutch enables the seat to rotate in case of a crash, but it might happen that this rotation torque is too low and the seat rotates while you're riding. For this case, you can tighten this overload clutch a little bit harder. So disassemble the system, get out the capsule of the frame, then remove the compensation clip. Keep in mind in which position the compensation clip was before. Remove the compensation clip, take a 3mm hex key, then screw out the valve plug. There it is. Put it aside. Then take a 22mm fork key, fix it in a vise, and then you can hold the main adapter of the capsule with the 22mm fork key, like here, and then take a torque tool with a 6mm hex and then you can tighten the clutch with a maximum torque of 14 Newton meters. The original adjustment from the factory is 12 Newton meters, so we would recommend to try 12 Newton meters before, and if it's not strong enough, go to 14 Newton meters. Perfect. Tighten it, then reinstall the valve plug. Screw it in. Then take a torque tool with a 3mm hex and tighten the valve plug with a torque of around 0.6 Newton meters. Then reinstall the compensation clip and adjust it to the same position like it was before. That's all. Now I will show you how to clean the label tube, the wiper and the bushing tube. For that reason, take a 5mm hex key, remove the plastic screw of the label tube, get off the label tube, just pull it upwards. Take something to clean it. Then pull out the bushing tube, clean it as well. And then insert it again into the frame. Put on the label tube as well. Take care about the two holes. Take the plastic screw again, screw it in, and tighten it with a torque tool, 5mm hex key with 0.5 Newton meters. Just take a side cutter, cut the bowden cable right next to the clamping nut, pull out the old bowden cable, then take a new one from Campagnolo or 8-pins. This is very important. Please only use Campagnolo or 8-pins bowden cables because the nut of the bowden cable is thinner than the usual Shimano bowden cable, and it's very important for our system to use this Campagnolo or 8-pins bowden cable. So just take the one end, push it into the cable housing, pull it a little bit out. After the exchange of the bowden cable, it's time to reassemble the capsule of the 8-pin seat post. For that reason, pull down the release slider with both thumbs. Then take the bowden cable and hang in the head of the bowden cable into the release slider. Lift the release slider so the bowden cable cannot come out again. Then hang in the cable housing here with the end cap in the cable housing holder of the capsule. And then it's important to take care about the bowden cable here. So there is a guiding insert, and the cable must be in the middle of this guiding insert, not on the left or on the right. In this case, it would block the seat post afterwards. So take care about the bowden cable. It always have to be in the middle of the guiding shoe. Then turn it around. Then you have to take care that the bowden cable looks backwards, not forwards. So it always have to be on the back side of the bike. And then push in the capsule into the frame. You can help yourself by holding the capsule here on the piston rod. Then gently pull the bowden cable and push the capsule into the frame. and it's better to push more than to pull. Then you push the outer cable housing through the frame. It's important that the cable housing doesn't jump out of the cable housing holder of the capsule. And then push it down until you can see the holding system of the capsule in the hole of the post pin mounting. Then take the post pin, put it into the post pin mounting, screw it in. Don't tighten it, just keep it loose. It's important to keep it loose in the beginning, because if we mount the seat post again, the system has to adjust to each other, and then it works. Now I show you how to install the clamping nut for the remote again. First of all, we have to check if the cable housing is in the right position and the end of the cable housing is mounted properly in the holder of the capsule, because if you push the capsule into the frame, it might happen that the cable housing is moving out of the holder, and then you have a malfunction. So for this reason, you take with the right hand the cable housing, with the left hand the bowden cable, and then you pull hard. So you have to hear the mechanic of the seat post, and the cable housing should not move into the frame. If this happens, everything is okay. Then you can take the clamping nut, put it on the bowden cable, then keep a distance of around 2 to 3 millimeters between the clamping nut and the end cap of the cable housing. Then take a 3 millimeter hex key, just fix the 2 screws on both sides very gently. Then take a side cutter, cut off the cable right next to the clamping nut. Then reopen one of the screws, pull out the clamping nut just a little bit to hide the cable. So just to make sure you can't hurt yourself on the end of the cable, just remove it like this. Then take your 3 millimeter torque tool and the 3 millimeter hex key and tighten both screws with around 5 Newton meters. Then hold the cable housing with your right hand and your thumb right next to the end cap of the cable housing. Take the clamping nut, pull the cable, put in the end cap into the remote lever, hang in the clamping nut to the lever itself, and then the system already works. After the installation of the remote, we are ready to reinstall the seat post tube itself. For that reason, we have to take care about a few details. After the installation of the remote, we are ready to reinstall the seat post tube itself. For that reason, we have to take care about a few details. First of all, make sure the post pin axle is loose so the capsule can move in the frame. So it shouldn't be tightened, otherwise you can't get the right adjustment for the seat post. And the height adjustment element here has to be open. So that means the silver element is in a 45-degree angle to the black element, and the black element should be in the same direction like the bike is. So these 2 blocks here should be in a straight line to the bike. Make sure the element is really open. If you turn it 45 degrees clockwise, it's closed. So in this position you cannot install the seat post. So turn it the other way around, 45 degrees against the clock until it clicks and it's locked. Then you're ready to install the seat post. So if you have a look inside the seat post tube, there are grooves, and the blocks of the height adjusting element has to go into these grooves. So put the seat post on the height adjusting element, bring the blocks into the grooves, and then slide the seat post in until you reach the wiper. At this point, hold the seat post in a very low position, then turn the seat post around until you get through the wiper. Then push the seat post in again until you can feel the next resistance. At this point you have to push the remote lever and then push the seat post farther in, and then you can feel a very small resistance. This is the lower bushing in the tube of the frame. Make sure that you go in with the seat post a little bit more to pass the bushing. Then leave the remote lever, push the seat post a little bit, that the mechanic locks the seat post, and then you're in. Then close the height adjustment element by using a 2.5mm hex key. Put it into the hole below the saddle in the height adjusting element. Turn it 45 degrees clockwise until you hear a small click. Then the height adjustment system is locked. And at the end, take the 5mm hex key with a torque tool and tighten the post pin with around 8 Newton meters. Then you're done.